Alright there, geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Game Show, and you know what? There has never been a better time to be a gamer. ... with unlimited resources and unlimited time, because oh my god, there are way too many good games out there at the moment. But what's this? Why am I rubbing my hands together like a bug-eyed fly? Why, it's because I'm about to do some nefarious tinkering to your wish list, my friend, by giving you even more titles to add to them. I know, I'm an evil egg, aren't I? I'm not alone in my nefarious quest to ruin your free time with a good time, because I'm actually roping in all of my friends from the FGS YouTube channel who are going to give you their picks of great gaming experiences that are just over the horizon. So with this in mind, I'm Jules, this is the FGS team, and these are upcoming video games not on your radar, but that totally will be. But that totally should be. But totally should be. Whichever one we decide to go with.
Both. Both is good.
In Mullet MadJack, you have 10 seconds to live. And I'd like to tell you more than that, but the second I start a game, the chaos and the colours and the kicking bad guys into fans makes me black out, and I wake up hours later in a nearby field, naked, clutching a mullet. And it's not my mullet. So if anyone is missing a mullet, please do let me know. I can only apologise, because it must have been a very painful process to remove it, but I've got a cupboard full of them now, and my landlord's starting to question the smell. What a game this is though. You start every level with 10 seconds to live, and every bad guy killed adds a small amount of time to your life. So you're dashing through each level, shooting these robots in the face, kicking them into traps, using them to open doors, and it's this mad cacophony of chaos and fun and colour, and I honestly can't put it down. And it just moves so fast. At times it feels like it's faster than the speed of light, like a genuine scientific impossibility of a game. And it's just one of the most beautiful, eye-catching things I've come across in ages. It looks like someone took Duke Nukem and smooshed it together with some 90s anime and then blasted it with a minigun full of paintballs. It's due to be released on the 15th of May this year and currently only for PC, but here's hoping it makes the jump to consoles too, because it's the sort of game that I think anyone could easily fall in love with and lose hours of their life to it. If it sounds up your street, then jump over to the Steam store where there's a cracking demo for you to really sink your teeth into. Just don't blame me if you wake up naked in a field having vacated someone's mullet from their skull.
Number 5. Speed Freaks. Now, I won't lie to you, friends, it does feel a little bit weird to look forward into the void of gaming rather than delve into my crusty sack for a deep cut for you all to feast on, but I do have an absolute corker, this slimy number that I'm pulling out now, and yes, of course, it's a Warhammer game. Did you expect anything different? Come on, that's on you. Who'd have thought it? What a shocker, but trust me, you'll want to see/hear and then get ready to play Speed Freaks, because my god, this game is bloody amazing. Fusing together the likes of Twisted Metal, Vigilante 8 and a whole heaping of orc ingenuity, Speed Freaks is a vehicular combat game set in the 40k universe and offers players the chance to get behind the wheel of some utterly deranged contraptions as they battle it out for control of objectives and then, in a rather unique twist, race to a finishing line in a final desperate sprint to crown the ultimate speed freak. And thanks to a surprisingly robust alpha that came out a few months ago that I got a chance to play, I can confirm that this game is pretty bloody brilliant. The controls feel just excellently chunky, exactly what you'd want when you're driving around these orc buggies or a giant grot tank, and the weapons are so comically overpowered and silly that it's always a joy. Even when you're getting your ass actually handed to you, you're just like, oh, whatever. A fair play, you managed to grab me with a claw from the other side of the battle and drag me over there. Sick. Whatever. Cool. Good game. GG, mate. Whether you like the idea of hitting your opponents with a snagger claw atop your lightly armoured trike or sluggishly moving through the wastes in a super armoured and armed grot tank, there are so many ways to approach the ever-evolving battles. And with new modes, new vehicles, and no shortage of passion, Speed Freaks has everything it needs to race to the top of your wish list. Plus you get to play as orcs, which in the 40k universe are actual sentient and angry mushrooms. Need I say more? No.
Are you enjoying jumping back into the Fallout Shelter game after watching Fallout the TV show?
I do this shit for the love of the game.
How how about a game from the same devs with some Crusader Kings 3 and Reigns thrown in, all set in the Elder Scrolls universe? Now put down that sweet roll and let me tell you about Elder Scrolls Castles. You have to choose a new ruler as the previous king gets assassinated after cheating on his wife with a Khajiit. Turns out you can love a cat too much. You can even choose the Khajiit that he was doing the dirty with as the next ruler, and massively piss off the queen. It's only the start of the game, and you can already cut the tension in this castle with an ebony blade. Now it's time to craft your dynasty a la Crusader Kings 3 by choosing who your new monarch hooks up with. Want to see what a Khajiit and an Argonian baby looks like? Turns out an egg with legs and a tail, apparently. It's also got a bit of Reigns in there, where your subjects come to you with decisions to make that affect your popularity, economy, and you can even send supplies to other kingdoms to help them in wars they are fighting that may affect the story later. This world moves quickly. 1 minute in the real world is 1 day in game, and 1 day in the real world is 1 year in game. But hold on to your horses wearing golden DLC armor, because you can also decorate your castle and you can take on various enemies in combat like dragons. The combat is partly AFK, but you have skills each fighter can use on a cooldown. You can move them around to avoid attacks, and some enemies will be immune to certain attacks. With weapons and armor that you can upgrade or enchant, there may be more depth here than it seems on paper. So there you have it, folks. Elder Scrolls Castle is shaping up to be the ultimate mobile experience for fans of the series when it comes out later this year. Oh, yeah, it's on mobile. Oh,
Big whoop, wanna fight about it?
Whoa, I can barely move for all of these amazing titles that are just coming over the horizon of the gaming landscape. But you know what, my friend? Now that I've peeked my head above the waves, as it were, like a little bold meerkat, I can see one thing that's bothering me. And that's that you're not subscribed. Half of you watching this aren't actually subscribed to the YouTube channel here, but do yourself a favor. Come on board, my friend. It's a nice, warming, welcoming experience over here on the FGS YouTube channel. And not only will you stay up to date with our daily gaming content, but you'll be able to tune in every Friday where I release these, the Deep Cut with Jules Gill, baby. And why would you want to deprive yourself of that? You wouldn't. You're smarter. Come on. Click the little button. Anyway, right. Woo! Well, what's all this? Me interrupting myself? How dare I? I mean, how dare you, me? Well, while I try to discover which version of myself I am, did you know that you can discover new games to add to your wishlist thanks to our series Discover Something New, which is now going to be airing each and every week on a Thursday. Stay tuned, my friend, for brand new games that you definitely need to know more about. Anyway, back to you, me. Oh dear.
There's so many horror games out there these days where the gimmick is, this game is really super haunted for realsies, you gotta believe me. But one of the best was an old 15-minute short demo, No Players Online, which was featured on a haunted PS1 demo disc. Man, I remember playing that back in the day and thinking I would easily play a full game of this. Well, now I can. Well, not now, but I will. In the full version of No Players Online, you explore an abandoned PC and a capture the flag FPS that's stored on there. It's a defunct multiplayer shooter, but something seems to be hiding inside it. The devs have expanded all the way out from the original release with this full game, giving you an entire fully realized fake 90s era desktop, complete with Minesweeper. You can explore a forum, download other games, get to know the community, and attempt to discover the real purpose of this strange shooter. You can even take these other games and, if I'm reading this correctly, combine the souls of games. Take two games and fuse them, I guess. Just see what happens. There's a demo available for this game right now on Steam and itch, but it very well may just be the original game repackaged, but that's still very worth playing, so check it out.
When it comes to horror, there's a certain power in nostalgia. When a game is able to transport us back to our childhoods, it often breaks through the healthy cynicism of our adult minds, and in turn, removes our built-up defenses. The Tower on the Borderland understands this, and the result is a gripping experience. You play as Erin, a special ops soldier who finds herself trapped in an otherworldly domain, which appears to be the eponymous tower, from what I could tell when playing the demo at least. You begin equipped with a knife as your melee weapon, before unlocking a handgun and other items as you progress through the floors of this wretched, fearful place. Fans of spooky 90s titles will recognize all too well the devices at play here. There's the Silent Hill fog, the Resident Evil double-cross plotline, and a range of enemies that wouldn't look out of place in Nightmare Creatures. Then there's the paranoia-inducing sound design, which rivals Signalis, a 2022 game that wonderfully taps into the vintage vibe. Add to that stiff PS1 era movement, and you'll have to be as patient as you are curious, but that's no bad thing. A core part of the charm of the Tower on the Borderland is how successfully it merges old with contemporary. Yes, the character handles like a tugboat, and the camera is a menace, but these are non-negotiable inclusions when simulating the good old days of gaming. The modern touches help too, with quick loading times and well-spaced tutorial screens making for a more user-friendly take on retro horror. The game is coming to Steam May 20th this year, and has a demo available now, so give it a try and let me know in the comments if you like what you play. If not, ask Josh for more horror recommendations as he's our resident expert anyway. Big love!
Road to Vostok could be the hardcore extraction shooter the lapsed fans of Escape from Tarkov have been crying out for years, and crying extra hard over the last couple of weeks, of course. So if you're looking for a realistic shooter and you don't have the $1 million gaming PC setup that can run the new hotness that is Grey Zone Warfare, then take a look at this. What sets it apart, you ask? Well, it's single player. The slower pace and tension of Tarkov is appealing to me, but the frustration of encountering a crew of seasoned veterans that kill me from the shadows to loot my pistol and pants while I'm just trying to drink a bottle of water simply isn't my definition of fun. But give me all of that Tarkov goodness without the people, well, now you have my introverted goblin gamer brain on board. Road to Vostok has a free demo available on Steam right now, and before I knew it, I'd sunk 5 hours in. 5 hours of sneaking around a variety of environments, looting Santa outfits for some reason, finding dope weapons, and losing those dope weapons to AI that got the drop on me. Rinse and repeat. And that's what this game is all about. The game has 3 distinct zones, and when it fully launches, there'll be multiple pathways through these zones. Your goal is to make it through to the 3rd zone, Vostok. Area 5 is where you'll start. It's quieter, although still very deadly, and will allow you to prepare for your journey ahead. You'll make your way through multiple individual maps through Area 5, gathering supplies and weapons along the way, before heading into the next zone, the Border Zone. The Border Zone will be a smaller area that will allow you to transition into Vostok, but it will pose a particular challenge. Maybe you'll have to stealth past an enemy encampment, or maybe you'll have to solve some sort of environmental puzzle like how do you cross this minefield. That's the only Border Zone in the demo right now, but injects a bit of variety into the gameplay before you make it into the endgame and final zone. If you finally do make it into Vostok, that's where the endgame begins. From this point on, if you die, it's a total game wipe. Doesn't matter if you have a safe house back in Area 5 with a whole bunch of cool weapons and gear stowed away, if you die here, it's all gone. If you love the atmosphere and gameplay of Stalker, and have fond memories of the tension that came from exploring the wilderness in RuneScape back in the day, then I think you should check out Road to Vostok. It's all of the heart-racing tension of the hardcore survival shooters that have become so popular over the last half-decade, wrapped up in a old-school single-player focused package that I am all about. The game is being developed by just one guy, so progress on this one might be slow. But if you're into the inside baseball of the gaming biz, then you should check out their YouTube channel, where they are uploading regular developer diaries covering development of the game, but also the philosophy of game design itself. So far, they're sticking to the roadmap that they laid out 2 years ago, and the latest demo has plenty of content to sink your teeth into. So go check it out and let me know what you think of it down in the comments.
And there we have it, my friends. Those were upcoming video games not on your radar, but that totally will / should be. I don't know what title we've gone for in the end over there. Hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. And a massive thank you to all of the FGS team for helping me out with this list. Now, a little peek behind the curtain here. Originally, they were going to help me film this to basically help build a backlog while I was going to be off for surgery with my hernia, but the surgery got cancelled, so... well, rather than waste a good idea, we all just got together and had a good time anyway. So yeah, screw you, Bernie the Hernie, or whatever it is I'm calling you now. But still, at the same time, I'm back. I never left. You'll never even notice. Anyway, if you want to follow me on my social medias, You can do so over here. You can follow all of the FGS team on their social medias over here. But more importantly than all of us, get out of the way. Just get them out of the way. Is that you are doing well, my friends. I hope that you're treating yourself well with love and respect. Because as we spoke today about upcoming video games, sometimes the best thing in life is to have something to look forward to set yourself a goal to work towards, to be a better person, to be calmer, to improve in some way, or just to try and keep being kind to yourself. Set that goal. Keep it small, because then it means that you can start achieving it and it starts to snowball and get bigger and bigger and bigger into bigger projects and better things for you. But just keep it small to begin with. And just remember, the first step in all of this is reminding yourself that you are a massive ledge and you deserve the best. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.